Have you ever had to repeat yourself a couple of times? Or have you had people giving you a quiz look about what on earth you're saying? Or have you just been told that your speech is quite hard to understand? Hi, my name is Tila Raja. I'm a speech therapist who helps people with their accents and voices so that you can become a better, clearer, and more confident speaker. Now, lots of us speaking is quite easy. However, lots of us find it difficult. Why is that so? There's usually no right or wrong way of speaking. However, three factors usually determine how we speak. Number one is how you pronounce consonants. Now, consonants, for those who can't remember, is anything apart from A, I, or U. So, how you pronounce your k sound, your t sound. The other thing that could influence your speech is number two is your vowels, your R, E, all your vowels, A, E, I, O, U, and how you actually pronounce them. Some of us have a really short vowel, like ship, sheep. That really can change the meaning of a word. Number three is how you actually speak. You could speak really fast, really slow, or really soft, or even your rhythm of your melody of your speech is really quite not quite right. So the other person is struggling to understand you. A good method to determine if your speech is too hard to understand is reading a paragraph. Listen to yourself, have a playback, and listen how clear am I and what sounds am I struggling with. Now, that would really help you go a long way. If you have difficulties with certain consonants, certain vowels, or just with intonation of how you're speaking, it could be your accent's different to the listener. Or it could be living in a different country and working somewhere else. Now, the word accent usually brings up lots of not fun emotions in people. They go, he's got an accent. And usually the first thing is, oh, that must be different to mine. Mustn't be as great as mine or something. Nothing wrong with having an accent. In reality, everyone has to speak a language with an accent. Just like how I've got an accent, you have your own accent, and the Queen of England's got her own accent. So our accents are influenced by our cultural upbringing and our linguistic background. So you could speak a couple of different languages as well, or English could be your first language or not. Now, if your accent is actually causing you difficulties, in being understood by other people, then maybe you can do a couple of things. Now, if it's not playing a part in you being understood, I guess you don't have to work on it. So up to the person to go, look, my accent is really hard to understand. I would like to work on it. Should you want to work on your accent, these are five different things that you can do. Number one is you have to train your ears. Listening is a very important skill in trying to understand somebody as well as to learn how they speak. Apart from recording yourself, you should pay attention to the people in the media, particularly newsreaders. Have a listen to how they speak and record them or subscribe to them on podcast or something, some accent they really love. Notice how they say the sounds and notice how they have an intonation and the melody of their voice. Now, submersing yourself for 15 minutes of auditory bombardment, is what you call it, will be really helpful if you're trying to learn a different accent. Number two is training your eyes. Eyes are very, very important. Now, when you're a baby, you and I, all of us, we learned we learned our language by looking and listening. So you have to watch the speaker, not the listener. Watch the speaker. Watch how their mouth is moving. How their jaw is dropping, like that, and how the lips are moving. It's pretty hard to watch their tongue, but try your best. So there are three things you have to look out for: the lip, the jaw, and the tongue, and of course the face. And you can practice by yourself when you read in the mirror. So that's two. Number three, whoa, I need to get my hands down, is to find a speech buddy. Now, it'd be really helpful for yourself if you find someone who speaks the accent you like to copy. and make them your speech buddy so that they can give you constructive criticism when they need it to be. Not all the time, just for certain conversations, because if someone gives you feedback all the time, that really would be hard work to listen to feedback and just to work on your speech 24 hours a day. Which brings me to number 4. If you think you've got lots of sounds that you need to work on and to speak clearly, then I think you have to start really small. My advice will be to start with one sound a week. Just one sound, as slow as it seems, is way better than stressing yourself with like 3, 4 sounds. And your speech system will not get confused. So to pick the easiest sound, my tip will be to start with a consonant first. Consonants are a lot easier to train than vowels. So start with a consonant first. And tip number 5 is to speak up, because usually when someone tells you, I can't understand you, the human reaction is to, retract back like what I just did and to talk softly so they won't hear me, or to talk really fast so that, they won't understand me and just, brush past what I'm saying, or, to really reduce your volume. So it gets really annoying when people ask you to repeat yourself. I completely get that. However, your voice needs to be heard. You need to be heard. So whatever accent you've got, just speak up. Don't consciously retract back, or just watch yourself when you're retracting back, or when you are reducing a volume, because you don't need to reduce volume. It just makes you harder to understand if you're softer. Okay, another tip to increase your volume is actually to open your jaw a little bit more. Otherwise, you might end up mumbling a bit like this, which is pretty hard. Okay, so that was my 5 tips. So number 1 is training the ears. Number 2 was training the eyes. Number 3 was, speech buddy, a speech friend. Number 4, starting really small. And number 5 is speaking up. Just be confident of your speech, whatever language or accent you're speaking. If you'd like more information, just contact me at the email website below, speakforlife.com.au, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed the video, please share it, and I'd love to hear your comments. Thank you. Bye.